Breaking now, a state agency issues a new directive after earthquakes strike in central Oklahoma, and how Tennessee state representatives held members accountable for unruly behavior. Plus, find out how you could give an animal in need a second chance. This is Nightly at 4. We begin with breaking news. The Oklahoma Corporation Commission has issued a new directive after a 4.0 magnitude earthquake struck yesterday morning in Lincoln County. Good evening, I'm Emily Faith.
And I'm Carolyn Felling. The directive will limit the amount of oil and gas wastewater disposal in the area. The commission says the directive applies to sites within a 10-mile radius of yesterday's earthquake. This means 23 disposal wells will be impacted by the change.
The wells inject wastewater into the Arbuckle Formation, which is the deepest in Oklahoma. The commission says reductions will be implemented over 4 weeks to avoid a sudden pressure change that could lead to more earthquakes.
All of this comes after a series of earthquakes in Oklahoma.
OU meteorologist Josh Duncan is tracking those quakes. Josh, this is unusual activity.
Yeah, taking a look at the map now of the earthquake activity, it's really been focused near Kearney, Oklahoma. This is a few miles northwest of Chandler. It's really just a few miles north of I-44 here. And we recently had a 3.4 magnitude earthquake this morning at around 8 o'clock. And then just here within the past half hour, another much smaller earthquake of around a 1.9. So this activity continuing. But on the brighter side of things, temperatures have been very nice today. Check out the current numbers in the upper 60s and low 70s. It's 72 in Enid, 68 degrees here in Norman. And winds are light across most of the state, gusting up to around 19 miles per hour here at OU. But stronger wind gusts in the Panhandle coming out of the south. You combine that with low humidity. The air is very dry, and that's leading to a risk of high fire weather across our Panhandle counties. That warning goes until 8 o'clock. So we're tracking that and a chance for rain on Easter Sunday. Those details coming up.
Thanks, Josh. A former OU running quarterback is in hot water once again. Cincinnati police charged Joe Mixon with aggravated menacing. This comes after officers say Mixon pointed a gun at a woman on January 21st, the same day as the Bengals playoff game against the Buffalo Bills. The initial charge was dismissed less than 24 hours after it was filed. The team released a statement today saying that they are aware of the misdemeanor charges against Mixon and are monitoring the situation.
An extraordinary move in Nashville as the Tennessee's Republican-controlled legislature forced out 2 Democrats. Lawmakers say the pair broke Tennessee House rules regarding a protest over gun violence after the Nashville school shooting. Their action prompted protests in the city and debate across the country. CNN's Jackie Delpiller has the latest.
A historic day at the Tennessee Capitol as the House considered expelling members for the 3rd time since the Civil War. Republican lawmakers filed resolutions to expel Representatives Gloria Johnson, Justin Jones, and Justin Pearson for unruly behavior on the House floor. First up on the schedule, Justin Jones. Jones told members he broke House rules in order to voice his constituents' concerns on gun violence.
I walked up to the well because you were pushing my people back. We brought a megaphone because you cut our people off and you cut their representatives off from the microphone time after time after time after time after time again.
But that wasn't enough to sway the Republican supermajority, who voted to expel Jones from his Davidson County seat. Next up, Representative Gloria Johnson. She told members she stood by her colleagues in protest, but never yelled or used a bullhorn. Johnson will keep her Knox County seat after the measure shockingly failed by just 1 vote.
I have to raise the voice of the people in my district. And I did what I felt those folks wanted me to do. It's not a secret. My folks sent me here because they know I'm a fighter. They know I will fight for them.
Finally, Representative Justin Pearson took the hot seat, telling members he stood for what he felt was right and did not think his actions warrant an expulsion.
We're here today witnessing injustice against the First Amendment. We spoke up for gun control and the end of gun violence.
The vote to expel Pearson passes by 3 votes, vacating the Shelby County seat. Shame on you! Supporters in the House balcony erupted in protest and tears following the announcement.
The expelled lawmakers say they acknowledge they did not follow decorum by walking onto the House floor and speaking without being formally recognized, but they maintain that the vote to expel was racially motivated. Well, coming up on Nightly at 4, find out which garden is blooming in Oklahoma City.
And how you can make the most out of your Easter weekend. Another way you can enjoy a beautiful weekend in Norman is just a short walk from campus.
The farmers market is open again, and we have the details up next.
And a busy weekend ahead as spring is in full swing. OU Nightly's got you covered with all the fun happening around the metro. Tomorrow, the 3rd annual Oklahoma Brewers Fest kicks off at Chickshaw Bricktown Ballpark. There will be 2 Saturday sessions, one from noon to 3 p.m. The evening sessions last from 5 to 8 p.m.
The event will feature 50 craft brewers across the state, and organizers say over 300 beers will be on site for attendees to taste. You must be 21 years or older to attend, and tickets are on sale now starting at $50. Also happening this weekend, the first ever Tulip Festival in OKC starts tomorrow.
There will be food and live music for all ages. The fun will take place at the Myriad Botanical Gardens, and visitors will be able to see over 30,000 tulips.
Although admission is free, personnel working with the festival will be on hand to accept donations. The gardens rely on donations to maintain flowers and carry out its missions of offering free and fairly priced community activities.
The event runs from Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And tomorrow, the Norman Farmers Market begins at 8 a.m., lasting until 1 p.m. It will take place at the Cleveland County Wellness Square, just walking distance from OU's campus. With over 80-plus vendors, this is the perfect place to sip, sample, and shop locally.
So the Norman Farm Market is actually one of the oldest farm markets in the state, but our location at the well is new. This is our 2nd full season.
The farm market happens every Tuesday from 4 to 7 p.m. going until July, and on Saturdays from 8 to 1 p.m.
Well, an exciting Easter egg hunt is just a few hours away, and OU Nightly's Mecca Thompson has a basket load of information on the fun that you can expect. Mecca?
Yeah, Emily and Carolyn, I do have a basket load of information. I could not find the Easter Bunny just yet, but I did find myself a little game of cornhole here, and this is just one of the fun events that they have in plan for later on. And just right behind me, you can see they're starting to set up with a spring egg hunt sign, and I got the chance to speak with one of the planners behind the event, and here's what's in store for this evening.
And up next on Nightly at 4, we are positive you will fall in love with a sweet pup.
That's right. Find out more on this week's Pet of the Week coming up next.
And some very nice weather this evening with temperatures falling through the 60s and into the 50s by 9 o'clock. Light winds around central Oklahoma. But we're tracking a chance of rain for some parts of the state coming up later on in the weekend. We'll time it out with Futurecast after the break.
Well, it is now time for the Pet of the Week. There are so many pets who need homes at shelters across central Oklahoma.
This week, we're meeting Lady Mechanic. She is about 1 year old and is ready to find a loving home after her puppies were adopted.
She's a good girl. This is Lady Mechanic. She is about 1 to 2 years old. She came from a shelter in the city. She was at risk of euthanasia, her and her puppies. had her puppies, was a great mom, and now she's waiting for her turn to find a family. She is spunky and playful, but she loves to just sit and relax in the sun. She's super friendly to dogs, cats, everyone, and she just likes to hang out. We are holding a special event to try and get all of our pups adopted and our kitties too, so that they can find homes and be safe in their home instead of having to be in a crowded shelter environment where there's more risk for illness.
Hi.
Well, isn't she just the cutest? Makes me want to adopt her. Well, if you or someone you know is interested in Lady Mechanic or any of the other pets from Second Chance, you can visit their website at secondchancenorman.com. It is truly never too late to help a pet in need.
We've got some crazy weather video from North Dakota. A blizzard dumped more than a foot of snow across the state. You can see plows are clearing snow that covered I-94 near Valley City, and the highway is finally open after being shut down for the past 2 days.
All that snow in the northern plains, part of a storm system that brought severe weather across the middle part of the country. But of course, around here, it is way too warm for any sort of snow. Check out your forecast for tomorrow. Out the door Saturday morning, temperatures in the low to mid 40s, around 44 by 8 a.m. Check out by noon, we're already up to 61 with quite a bit of sunshine for your Saturday. And as we get into the afternoon, temperatures topping out in the upper 60s to right around 70 with light winds. So it'll be a great start to the weekend coming up for tomorrow. Then on Sunday, of course, Easter Sunday, and the weather is also looking great for most of the state. We'll have similar temperatures, highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Once again, light winds out of the southeast, generally under 10 miles per hour, but there will be a few more clouds, especially as we get into the afternoon. That's ahead of our next storm system. But again, for Easter Sunday itself, if you have any Easter egg hunts that you're going to, no issues with the weather. It is just going to be fantastic during the morning hours. But here we go. Here's a look at Futurecast. By 8 a.m. Sunday, you can start to see the rain developing in the far western Texas panhandle. This is going to spread to the east as we go later throughout Sunday morning. So watch the time here as we get into the afternoon. The rain starting to spread into far western Oklahoma, and some of these colors here that you see, the yellows, the oranges, indicating some moderate to locally heavy rainfall early Sunday afternoon. But watch what happens as this tries to move to the east. It kind of hits a brick wall and starts to fall apart. So the rain chances are lower across the eastern half of the state. So here's the breakdown for Sunday. We'll call it a 40 to a 60% chance of rain. There could be a few thunderstorms in here as well from western Oklahoma, Elk City up through Woodward. Then that chance drops off to 20% as we approach the central part of the state. And then on Monday, again, this system sliding to the east, but it starts to lose its moisture. So the chance of rain going down, but we will still have a 40% chance of rain from Enid through OKC, Norman, and Lawton for Monday throughout the day, and then lower chances across eastern Oklahoma. So in terms of rainfall from the system, it's not going to be a whole lot. Some lucky spots across the far west could get up over a half inch. Elsewhere, probably a few hundredths of an inch at best. So it won't put a big dent in the drought except for across the far west, which is really where they need most of the rain. And then after that, we're going to enter a quiet weather pattern and a very mild weather pattern. Temperatures next week near average. Keep in mind our averages right now is climbing from the mid 70s into the upper 70s. So some very nice weather on the way as we go through Monday, Tuesday, get the rain out of here, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it is really going to heat up. But even right now, it's not too bad. Taking a look at the campus cam here at the South Oval, the University of Oklahoma, we've got clear blue skies, current temperature 68 degrees with a northeast wind at about 19 miles per hour. That will be coming down. Then overnight tonight, it will be a bit chilly. Lows in the low 30s in the Panhandle, 36 in Enid, 42 in Norman, and the upper 40s to near 50 near the Red River. And your Saturday forecast, lots of 70s creeping into the map. We'll go 71 in Elk City, 69 in Norman, and 68 up in the northeast part of the state in Miami for a high Saturday afternoon. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast. Yeah, we've got a rain chance coming in. Again, Sunday for areas west, Monday for central Oklahoma, but it's only a 40% chance. A few thunderstorms possible. Then look at this nice weather headed our way. 74 Tuesday, 76 Wednesday, upper 70s for the end of next week. Stay with us. OU Nightly returns right after this.
The OU Asian American Student Association is hosting a Super Smash Brothers tournament and is looking for participants. It will be held next Friday and pre-registration is costing $7, where all proceeds will go to a medical clinic in OKC. The association says it's passionate about philanthropy and the community, and this event allows it to do both through loving something.
The Asian American community has a thriving gaming community, has a thriving gaming space. Look at me, I'm a nerd. But so this is a chance for us to like bond over a common interest we have and raise money while we do it. And isn't that like the best part?
You do not have to be a paid member or Asian American to sign up. So if you'd like to participate, email the address on your screen.
Well, it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Caught on Camera. For our first Caught on Camera video of the week, we have got one firefighter's claim to fame. Paris Khandros has more on the story.
Thanks, ladies. The first video we have for today showcases a heroic act of bravery. Out in Frankfort, Indiana, a major house fire took place with many individuals trapped inside. Officers were quick to respond and jump into action, pulling out multiple people, including a baby. The video shows an officer's body cam footage of the close call recovery. The reason for the fire is still under investigation, but thankfully no one was injured. This next video we have is one that resulted in some very angry birds. The incident took place in a town out in Massachusetts where some cranky turkeys began causing chaos. Aggressively chasing cars and terrorizing the town, these turkeys were out to find their mate. It is currently mating season, and when these birds see those cars, they see competition. Officials are now asking residents to quit feeding the birds in hopes of a solution. And our last video shows how police got a massive brain freeze from a couple crazy criminals. A Dairy Queen out in Phoenix was robbed of its iconic 15-foot, $3,500 red spoon, as seen in the video. After nearly a week of searching, police got an inside scoop from a local resident. The spoon was then found at a nearby middle school field. The search for the suspects is still on thin ice. And that wraps up our videos for this week. Back to y'all at the desk.
Well, thank you so much, Paris. Let's peep on over to one town in Pennsylvania that has been taken over by one very popular Easter candy. Now, the bright-colored marshmallowy candy has been transformed into a unique art competition for the 4th year in a row, which I think is pretty amazing. And the only rules that apply is every submission must be made with peeps.
Here, guests will find an excellent assortment of over 130 masterpieces on display, from hot air balloons to one of OU's very own Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts. The sky is the limit for this kind of creativity, Emily.
Oh my gosh, I really wish I was creative enough to make something out of marshmallow peeps. I don't know if I could do that.
I know, same here. And the Easter Bunny came early to a California police department, but this bunny carries comfort, not candy. Percy, also known as an Officer Hops, was found abandoned with no family, but found a home within the department and even gets to hop in on the action.
Oh, I love it. Now, Officer Hops doesn't just come once a year. He's around all year long at the police station, and he helps relieve the pressures of day-to-day duties for police officers as a therapy bunny. After all, he is a bunny with a job to do. Now, that's so cute. I wish we had a therapy bunny here.
Seriously, Emily, I can't even with the puns today.
I know. Thank you so much for watching OU Nightly.
And I'm Carolyn Felling.